AEW has been hit with a major lawsuit. We're going to talk about that. Plus, AEW Collision, is it moving off Saturday nights permanently? It looks like that very well could happen. And yes, we are going to talk about a title change that happened at AAA and what this means for WWE, because it was actually a pretty big deal. It's all coming up right here on the Ango Show. And as always, guys, if you want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Trust me, you never want to miss a video on this channel. Let's kick things off with Los Garzas. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Berto and Angel Garza are now AAA's tag team champions. They had a hell of a fatal four-way championship match at TripleMania Regia. And obviously a lot of people are talking about this because of the fact that this was a title change going to a active WWE star. Now, some people have actually been kind of critical of this because some people believe that WWE is trying to bring their influence to AAA. However, I don't think that is a fair assessment of the situation. I think Garza and Berto obviously have, this huge historical family, that are very prominent in Lucha Libre. Angel Garza and Berto have also been a really good tag team in WWE under Legado del Fantasma. And what's really interesting is right now, when you look at the tag team division on SmackDown, they're simply just not getting opportunities. So yes, while this could be a sense of WWE trying to have some of their talent win the belts over there, what I think this actually does is create a nice little bridge between WWE and AAA, while at the same time having two quality talents carry gold. And in this particular situation, what I find so fascinating is we don't really know how long they're going to be carrying these belts, but I would actually love to see WWE put them on WWE television carrying these belts. Also, at the same time, too, WWE just announced that WWE will have two super shows in Mexico next month. And obviously with them doing so, that means Garza and Berto could be actively promoting that event while being on SmackDown holding these belts. So I think it's a win-win situation. It's two quality talents who probably won't be winning the SmackDown's WWE Tag Team Championship belts, but at the same time too, they could be in AAA kind of holding it down. And I'm going to throw in this little tidbit too, because it's simply a rumor, but there are a lot of rumors indicating that Santos Escobar versus Vikingo will be the main event match for TripleMania next month. And with that, I think that would be very interesting. I don't know if they would have Santos actually win the belt from Vikingo, but Legado del Fantasma basically being a major part of the WWE and AAA regime, I think would be really sweet. So we'll obviously see what happens there. That brings us to our next topic, AEW Collision. It's been rumored for a while that maybe potentially they will be changing nights. And I have talked about this. I have laid out the groundwork for what I believe would be better for me personally, right? If I'm speaking for myself, I would prefer Collision to be moved off of Saturday nights. I said this for a very long time, that Collision should be moved to Thursday nights. And the reason for this is largely due to the fact that one, Collision is deeply impacted by UFC and WWE pay-per-views, and of course, Saturday night's main event. Plus college sports and all of that stuff, it really does impact AEW Collision. But also, the reason why I think Collision should move off of Saturday nights is because as a content creator, if it is moved to Thursday nights, you guys will get more content with coverage on AEW Collision, which I think would be great. Now, I'm not the only one saying that Collision is going to be moving nights, because on the latest Fightful Report podcast, Sean Ross Sapp was asked directly about this during a Q&A, and basically he has said that it is gaining traction. He says it is a hot topic among fans, and there are rumblings about Collision moving permanently to Thursdays in the future. Now, one of the biggest indicators why AEW should do this ultimately in general is sometimes Collision is live, sometimes it is not. But if AEW is airing live on Wednesday nights for Dynamite and they pre-tape Collision for the next night, it is a very, very quick turnaround time, which means spoilers aren't that big of a deal. They don't make that big of an impact, because if you only have to wait one day, most people will probably just stay off the internet. It is a little bit harder on Saturday nights. Plus, I think we really do have to acknowledge the fact that UFC, boxing pay-per-views, everybody knows that those are really big challengers for AEW. Forget about WWE for a second. People who watch AEW are going to watch AEW. Wednesday nights have been dedicated to them since the beginning. Thursday nights, yes, they would be competing with Impact, but I don't think Impact or Collision necessarily hurt each other in this extent. I think people who watch TNA are going to watch TNA, and people who are going to watch Collision are going to watch Collision. I also think this could get really good in terms of TNA having the same night as AEW, because TNA can always make changes to their time slot, considering that they're not on a big TV network. They're on Access TV, which Anthem owns. And then, of course, they're on TNA Plus, which if they don't want to go head to head with AEW, they can always make an adjustment, which I guess technically some people would be like, oh, AEW is bullying them off their time slot. But if you're TNA, you might want to make some adjustments in general, or maybe TNA can move to Saturday nights, or you never know. Maybe TNA will figure it out on their own accord. So it's definitely something to pay attention to. I do foresee it happening. Don't be shocked if it does. And that brings us to our final topic. Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Moxley and AEW are being sued. John Elba has dropped a very, very, very big time report on Sports Illustrated. Christopher Dispenza was a production member, a crew member of AEW, and he sustained injuries during a 2023 episode of AEW Dynamite. And essentially, in this report, it has come out that Christopher Dispenza is suing AEW and Jon Moxley for negligent assault and battery. Now, the lawsuit was filed on May 30th, 2025, and it claims that during a cage match between Moxley and Kenny Omega, Moxley went off script and violently shoved Dispenza to the ground. Dispenza alleges that the unplanned fall resulted in severe neck and shoulder injuries that required him to undergo multiple surgeries. The filing accuses Moxley of civil assault and battery, and it further alleges that AEW was negligent in hiring and training Moxley, claiming that he has a history of disciplinary issues. That's interesting. However, sources within AEW have disputed that characterization of Moxley, telling Sports Illustrated that he is a respected locker room leader and they were unaware of any past disciplinary problems. Now, Chris Dispenza, who has not worked with AEW since December 2024, claims he reported the injury to AEW medical staff that night, but was later told that he would no longer receive treatment from them. The lawsuit seeks compensation exceeding $25,000 for medical expenses, lost wages, and pain and suffering. Now, of course, I am not a lawyer, so I do not know how this is going to pan out. A lot of people on social media I'm seeing believe that Tony Khan and AEW will just settle this and it's not going to go any further than that. Regarding Jon Moxley having like some sort of issue or whatever it may be, I don't recall hearing any reports or any indications of that. But of course, you know, this is the internet wrestling community. We read what is out there. We see the reports that have come out, and you might listen to podcasts and hear different wrestlers talk about stuff. I don't recall ever hearing anything negative about Jon Moxley. Obviously for AEW, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this. And you know, we'll see what happens next. And obviously, if it becomes anything bigger than this, I'll keep you guys updated. So if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for watching. Peace.